Have you ever felt that emptiness in your chest when someone tells you, I'm busy over and over again? It's not just a phrase, it's a silent blow, a signal that echoes deep within your being. And let me tell you something right from the start. You're not imagining things. You're not being too sensitive. What you feel has meaning, and today we're going to unravel it together. Because Carl Jung, one of the most brilliant thinkers to explore the human soul, left us a map to understand these invisible wounds. And believe me, what you're about to discover might change forever how you see your relationships, and more importantly, how you see yourself. Imagine this. You're waiting for a message, a call, a gesture, something that says you matter to someone, but instead you get I'm sorry, I'm busy. Or worse, a silence that screams louder than any words. Sound familiar? Stay with me, because you're not alone in this. There's something in those excuses that goes beyond words. It's an echo from your unconscious, an alarm that Jung would say you shouldn't ignore. He discovered that inside each of us is a hidden world, a universe of symbols, emotions, and intuitions that speaks to us all the time. And when someone says, I'm busy, as a way to keep you at a distance, it's not just a full schedule, it's a choice. It's someone telling you, without saying it, that you're not their priority. And that, my friend, is something your soul registers, even if your mind tries to justify it. Think about it for a second. How many times have you accepted that excuse? How many times have you told yourself, well, everyone has busy lives, it's not personal? But here's the truth Jung invites us to face. It's not about whether they're busy or not. Everyone's busy. Life is a whirlwind of responsibilities, dreams, and chaos. The difference is in what we choose to prioritize. When someone truly cares about you, they find time. A 10-second text, a quick call, hey, I'm thinking of you. It's not about having time, it's about making time. And when that doesn't happen, when you're left waiting on the shore while other boats sail without you, your unconscious feels it like a crack opening inside you. A crack Jung called the disconnection from your essence. Now stop for a moment. Breathe. Do you feel that pang as I speak? Maybe it's a memory popping into your mind. That person who always has an excuse. That friend who disappears when you need them most. That partner who makes you feel like an extra in their movie. It's not a coincidence you're thinking of them now. Jung would say your unconscious is raising its hand, saying, hey, there's something you need to see. And what you need to see is this. Every time you accept being an option instead of a priority, you're sending a message to your own being. You're telling your soul it's okay to settle for crumbs. But listen to me closely, it's not okay. You're not here to beg for attention or love. You're here to live fully, to be seen, to be valued. And Jung knew this. He talked about something called the shadow, that part of us we hide, deny, don't want to look at. Guess what's in your shadow? All those times you swallowed the pain of not being a priority, all those excuses you accepted because you didn't want to seem needy or demanding. But the shadow doesn't stay quiet, it manifests. How? In that emptiness you can't explain, in that anger that flares up out of nowhere when someone lets you down again, in that little voice whispering, I'm not enough. Jung would say it's not the world failing you. It's your shadow begging you to listen, to integrate it, to stop suppressing what you really feel. So imagine this with me. You're facing someone who says, I'm busy for the umpteenth time. But this time, instead of nodding and smiling, you stop. You look inside yourself. What do you feel? Frustration? Sadness? Or maybe a strange relief because deep down you already knew this wouldn't change? Jung taught us that our emotions aren't enemies. They're messengers. That discomfort you feel isn't a flaw in you. It's your unconscious telling you something's out of place. And what's out of place is this. You're investing your energy, your time, your love in someone who isn't choosing you. And every time you do, you drift a little further from yourself. Let's pause here. I want you to think of someone specific. Yes, you listening to this right now. Who's that person who's always too busy for you? Don't say it out loud, just bring them to mind. How does their distance make you feel? What excuses have you been accepting from them? And now the big question, why do you keep allowing it? Don't judge yourself. Don't punish yourself. Just observe. Because what you're about to uncover with Jung is that it's not just about them. It's about you. It's about what you believe you deserve. Jung believed our relationships are mirrors. What we see in others, what hurts us, what frustrates us, is a reflection of something inside us. If someone says, I'm busy, and you accept it again and again, what are you telling yourself? Maybe that your time isn't valuable. Maybe that your love doesn't deserve to be returned. But here's the twist Jung gives us. You don't have to stay stuck in that reflection. You can change the mirror. You can decide your energy is sacred, that your heart isn't a place for others to dump their excuses. And when you do, something magical will happen. But I won't get ahead of myself yet, because first we need to go deeper. Okay, now that we've touched the wound, let's dig a little deeper. Because this isn't just about the people saying, I'm busy. It's about you, about how you position yourself in the world, about what you allow into your life. Carl Jung didn't just give us a flashlight to illuminate our shadow. He gave us a map to navigate the chaos of our relationships and come out the other side stronger, more authentic, more ourselves. So buckle up, because what's coming next will shake you, but it'll also set you free. Think about this. Every time someone gives you an excuse like I'm busy, there's an energy exchange happening. It's not just a conversation, it's a drain. You wake up in the morning with a full tank, ready to face the day, chase your dreams, love and be loved. But then that person comes along. Maybe it's a half-hearted text, maybe a last-minute canceled plan, or maybe that look that says, you're not first on my list. And suddenly you feel exhausted. Has that happened to you? I bet it has. Jung would say this isn't a coincidence. It's your unconscious registering a truth your conscious mind doesn't want to accept. You're giving more than you're getting. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everyone in your life has to be available 24/7. Life's complicated, and we all have moments when we're genuinely busy. But there's a huge difference between someone caught in a real whirlwind and someone using I'm busy as a shield to avoid committing to you. How do you know? Easy. Look at their actions, not their words. Before we move on, I'll take a moment to tell you my book is now available. It's packed with tips and techniques to help you overcome emotional blocks and love yourself more. Find the link in the description and the pinned comment. Let's keep going. Jung taught us the unconscious doesn't lie, and actions are the language of the unconscious. If someone prioritizes you, you'll know. You won't have to guess, you won't have to beg, you won't have to sit there analyzing every text like it's a secret code. You'll feel it in your bones. But here's the catch. Many of us have been trained to ignore that gut feeling. From a young age, we're taught to be understanding, to not bother, to not ask for too much. So when someone says, I'm busy, we accept it. We swallow the disappointment, put on a smile, and carry on. But Jung would say that swallowing what you feel is like stuffing your shadow into a box and locking it shut. It doesn't go away. It builds up. And one day that box breaks. Maybe you snap at someone who doesn't deserve it, or maybe you find yourself crying without knowing why. That, my friend, is your shadow screaming for attention. So let's do an exercise together. Close your eyes for a second. Yes, right now if you can. Think of the last time someone said, I'm busy, and left you with that knot in your stomach. What did you do with that knot? Did you ignore it? Justify it? Or maybe turn it into a story about how you're not important enough? Now open your eyes. What you just felt is real. Jung would say it's an invitation to look at your shadow, to ask yourself, why am I letting my energy be drained by someone who doesn't choose me? Because here's the secret Jung wanted you to grasp. Your energy is sacred. It's not something to give away to just anyone passing through your life. It's the fuel for your dreams, your self-love, your ability to live a life that fills your soul. And when you let someone say, I'm busy, over and over without questioning it, you're letting that energy slip through the cracks. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can reclaim it. You can decide you deserve more. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if I love them? What if I don't want to lose them? I get it. Letting go of someone, even someone who doesn't prioritize you, is hard. There's fear there, right? Fear of being alone, fear that no one else will fill that space. But hear me out. Jung taught that real growth happens in the unknown. Imagine you're at a crossroads. One path is familiar, full of excuses and endless waiting. The other is dark, uncertain, but it calls to you. What do you choose? Most people stay on the safe path, clinging to what they know, even if it hurts. But Jung would say the dark path, the one that scares you, is where you find your authenticity. It's where you discover you don't need to beg for love, you deserve it by default. Let's talk about relationships for a moment, because this isn't just about friends or acquaintances. This is about love, about those connections that make you question your worth. Have you ever been with someone who makes you feel like you're asking too much by wanting to be a priority? Maybe they say, "I'm busy," when you try to plan something together. Or maybe they make you feel guilty for needing more from them. Jung would say that relationship isn't aligned with your essence. And here's the tough but liberating part. You don't have to force it. You don't have to swim against the current to make someone see you. Because when you let go of what doesn't belong to you, the universe responds. The right people show up, the ones who aren't too busy for you. Pause for a second. Who's on your mind right now? That partner who always has an excuse? That friend who only shows up when they need something? What would happen if you stopped justifying them? What would happen if you said, "My energy is worth more than this"? I'm not saying cut everyone off right away, but I am asking you to look inside. Jung believed our relationships reflect our psyche. If you surround yourself with people who don't prioritize you, what does that say about how you prioritize yourself? We're halfway through this journey, and now things get even more interesting. Because we're not just talking about other people's excuses. We're talking about how those excuses have shaped you, how they've affected your self-love and your ability to live an authentic life. Carl Jung didn't just give us tools to understand others. He gave us a mirror to see ourselves. So get ready, because we're turning the lens on you, and what you're about to see might change everything. Tell me something. Have you ever felt your dreams fade when you're around certain people? Maybe you had big plans, goals that made your eyes light up. But little by little, surrounded by those who are always too busy for you, those dreams got blurry. That's not a coincidence. Jung believed the people we choose to keep close have immense power over our psyche. They can lift us up or sink us. They can feed our light or snuff it out slowly. And when someone says, "I'm busy," again and again, they're not just sidelining you. They're sending a subtle but devastating message. You don't matter enough. And if you hear it enough, you start to believe it. But here's the good news. You don't have to keep believing it. Jung taught us we can break those patterns. We can integrate our shadow, that part of us that's accepted being an option instead of a priority, and turn it into power. How? By starting with you. Ask yourself this. Are you prioritizing yourself? Because if you're waiting for someone else to do it for you, you're handing over the reins of your life. And Jung would say that's a betrayal of your essence. Imagine your life as a garden. Your energy is the water, your dreams are the flowers, and the people you let in are the gardeners. If you let someone in with a bucket full of excuses, that bucket doesn't water your flowers. It drowns them. "I'm busy" isn't just a phrase. It's a choice someone makes to not invest in you. And every time you accept it without questioning, you're letting your garden wilt. But you have the power to shut the gate. You can say, "No, my garden deserves more than this." And when you do, something incredible will happen. Your flowers will start growing again. Let's take another pause. I want you to think about yourself for a moment. Yes, you, listening to this right now. What dreams have you set aside because someone didn't give you the support you needed? What parts of you have you hidden because you felt you weren't a priority to someone else? Don't rush to answer. Just feel the question. Because what Jung teaches us is that those parts of you aren't lost. They're waiting. Waiting for you to reclaim them, to prioritize them, to give them the love you've been seeking outside. And this is where self-love comes in. Because you can't expect someone to choose you if you don't choose yourself first. Jung talked about individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are, without masks, without pretense. But that process doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens in the choices you make every day. When someone says, "I'm busy," and you decide not to accept it as an excuse for being treated as less, you're taking a step toward your individuation. You're saying, I'm enough. I deserve to be seen. And that, my friend, is the start of an inner revolution. Now let's talk about the relationships that hurt, because I know many of you are thinking of someone specific while listening to this. Maybe it's a partner who makes you feel like asking for time together is a crime. Maybe it's a friend who only shows up when it's convenient for them. Jung would say those relationships are messages from your unconscious. They're not punishments. They're lessons. They're showing you where you need to set boundaries, where you need to let go, where you need to love yourself more. Because real love, the kind Jung saw as a sacred force, doesn't make you feel small. It doesn't leave you waiting in the dark with an "I'm busy" as comfort. So imagine this with me. You're in a relationship, romantic, friendly, whatever, and you feel like you're always chasing them. They say, I'm busy, and you're left picking up the pieces, wondering what you did wrong. But here's the truth Jung gives us. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not the problem. The problem is you're investing in someone who isn't investing in you. And every time you do, you drift further from your authenticity. You become a watered-down version of yourself, someone who begs instead of shines. But what if you let go? What if the next time someone says, I'm busy, you respond, not with words, but with actions, saying, okay, but I'm busy too, busy with myself. It's not selfishness, it's survival. It's self-love. It's Jung telling you your psyche deserves peace. And when you let go of those who don't prioritize you, you make room for something better. I'm not saying this as a nice phrase. I'm saying it as a law of the universe that Jung understood. When you align with your truth, the world aligns with you. We're nearing the end, but don't relax yet, because this is where it all comes together. Carl Jung didn't just leave us theories, he left us a call to action. And that call is for you, right now. Because it's not just about understanding why "I'm busy" is the excuse of someone who doesn't prioritize you. It's about what you're going to do with that. So hold on tight, because we're closing this journey with a burst of clarity, power, and transformation. Imagine your life as a canvas. Every relationship, every decision, every moment is a brushstroke. What are you painting? A picture full of waiting, excuses and shadows? Or a masterpiece of authenticity, self-love, and connections that lift you up? Jung believed we all have the power to pick up the brush and change the picture. And the first step is recognizing that "I'm busy" isn't an accident. It's a choice. And you can choose too. You can choose to stop being the second choice, the backup plan, the reserve option. You can choose to be the priority, starting with yourself. Because here's Jung's big secret. Everything you experience out there is a reflection of what's happening inside. If you keep attracting people who say, I'm busy, it's not bad luck. It's your unconscious showing you something. Maybe that you're not valuing yourself enough. Maybe that you're scared to ask for more. But that reflection can change. When you start prioritizing yourself, when you say, no, my time is valuable, my love is valuable, the universe listens. And then synchronicity kicks in. Remember that concept from Jung, those coincidences that aren't coincidences? The right people start showing up. Opportunities open. Everything falls into place. But I won't lie to you, this shift isn't easy. Letting go of those who don't prioritize you hurts. There's an emptiness at first, a silence that can scare you. But Jung would say that emptiness is sacred. It's the space where you grow, where you find yourself, where your authenticity blooms. So the next time someone says, I'm busy, don't just stand there waiting for them to change. Ask yourself, does this honor me? Does this respect my energy? And if the answer is no, let go. Not with resentment, not with drama, but with love for yourself. Now I want you to do something with me. Take a deep breath. Feel the air coming in, filling you. This is your moment. This is the moment you decide I'm busy won't be the excuse that keeps you small anymore. This is the moment you choose your truth over fear, your peace over chaos, your light over shadows. Because you, yes, you, deserve a life where you don't have to beg to be seen. You deserve relationships that lift you up, that remind you who you are, that make you shine brighter. So here's my challenge for you today. Right now, think of one person who's always too busy for you and decide what you're going to do about it. Maybe it's setting a boundary. Maybe it's letting them go completely, but do it for you. Because when you do, you won't just be following Jung's teachings. You'll be living from your essence. And that, my friend, is real power. Before I go, I want you to do one more thing. If this message touched your heart, if something I said made you go, yes, this is for me, share it. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, someone stuck in other people's excuses, someone who needs to remember their worth, and leave me a comment below. Tell me, who said I'm busy to you one too many times? What are you going to do to prioritize yourself? Your words don't just inspire me, they inspire this community. Everyone reading, everyone searching for their own transformation. If you haven't yet, subscribe and hit the bell, because this isn't the end, it's the beginning. Every video we make together is another step toward your authenticity, toward a life that fills your soul. And every time you comment, share, or engage, you're helping this message reach more people who need it. This is bigger than you and me. It's a revolution of self-love, truth, and connection. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening, for being part of this family. Life is full of possibilities, and you have the power to choose how you want to live it. So tell me, do you dare to prioritize yourself? Do it, because the world needs more people like you, brave, authentic, ready to shine. See you in the next video. Remember, the change starts with you.